Okay, now let's take a look at punching. How can you execute a good, powerful punch? Now, some of the fighters that I've worked with, they can't find an opponent to spar with. Opponents are afraid to get hit. That's how powerful the punch can be. But most often, you take a look at most of the matches, and guys are punching all over the place, but nobody's getting hurt. So that means you don't have a lot of power in the punch. You got to get power in the punch. Too often, you'll find a fighter more concerned with movement and throwing a punch on a move, where that has nothing to do with it. If you can't throw a good punch, you can move it around and have great movement patterns, but you're still throwing a weak punch. So it's not going to do you much good. So the key is, how do we get a powerful punch? And here's where you need some specialized exercises. The key to effective punching, you need some weight shift. Your weight's got to be moving in. You can't be backing up and throwing a powerful punch. You're losing power. In fact, when you hit him, if you're moving backwards, it's going to throw you off balance going backwards. So we need the weight shift moving forward. And then we need a little bit of hip rotation. The hips have to start the movement. If they don't start the movement, they're not going to load up the abdominal obliques that are responsible for bringing the shoulders around. And the shoulders are going to give you the maximum power. You got to get a powerful shoulder turn, because the shoulders, when those shoulders are coming around, they actually start the punch. The shoulders throw the hand forward. Then you do the punch. But too often you see a guy starting his punch only with the arm. Very weak shoulder turn. You have to have a powerful shoulder turn. Then you throw the punch. And here again, depending upon the individual, you always want to pronate the hand at the end. That gives you a little bit more reach and power. So, a few of the key items in, let me go over them. You need weight shift, moving into the punch, hip rotation. Doesn't have to be great, but you have to have some hip rotation. And hip rotation has to take place while the shoulders remain in the side-facing position. Shoulders stay back. So the hip rotation is all by itself. Then the shoulder rotation, that starts the arm, then the arm blast. But the arm is the very last thing. Don't think of the arm right away to throw a punch. Yeah, the arm's going to be sending the punch in, but that's the last movement out of this sequence. And you'll find that most fighters don't have this sequence. And that's why they have a weak punch. You get that sequence of events in there, and you do exercises specific to all of these. And I've developed exercises for all these movements. You can learn all of them. And once you learn them and get the strength in these movements, you can have one heck of a powerful punch. That's the key.